Hello, sports fans. It is Monday, April the 27th, the year 2015. And as always, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Great to be back with you guys. Hope you had a terrific weekend. Let's start in the NHL. We have a couple of monster games in the NHL tonight. Let's start down in D.C. where the Washington Capitals and the New York Islanders will play Game 7. The Islanders stay alive. They win Game 6 on Saturday afternoon in front of a madhouse at the Nassau Coliseum. Capitals dominated Game 5. Islanders looked like they were on their last legs, had a lot of injuries, but that Islander home crowd on Saturday afternoon really gave them a boost. The Islanders dug deep and stayed alive, and they forced the Game 7. To me, the Islanders are playing with house money. They had the worst record in hockey last year. No one expected them to have this kind of season. The future is bright for them. A lot of young players moving into a new building next year. To me, the Islanders are playing with house money. This is about the Washington Capitals. The Washington Capitals cannot lose Game 7 on their home ice tonight. They need to win this game. They dominated Game 5. Imagine if they lost the last two after dominating Game 5. And Washington in the past has come up small in these spots. So you worry about the Capitals. But to me, the Capitals need to win this game. All the pressure is on them. They're playing in front of their home fans. They have a lot of pressure on them. They've fallen flat on their face before in these situations. Now, I picked Washington to win in 7. I still favor Washington a little bit because of the home ice. But to me, these Game 7s could go either way. One break here or there could decide the game. Should be riveting stuff. There is nothing like a Game 7, especially in the NHL. This is must-watch TV tonight. To me, this is the event of the night. Washington and the Islanders should be tremendous stuff. Washington needs to win this game. All right, so that's the Washington Islander game tonight. Another monster game tonight in Detroit. Detroit leads Tampa Bay 3-2. Detroit trying to eliminate Tampa Bay. I'll tell you what in the world is going on with Tampa Bay. They have that gutty win in Detroit in Game 4. They come back home and you figure they're going to take all the momentum away. They're going to win a home game and they're going to win this series. No. Detroit dominates Game 5. Shuts Tampa Bay completely down. Now Detroit is up 3-2. Detroit, a chance to close it out tonight on home ice. You're really seeing the experienced Red Wings here. You see all that experience with the Red Wing team. And this is not a great Red Wing team, but they do have a lot of experience. We know the coach is solid. Very, very disappointed in Tampa Bay so far. I was disappointed in them last year. They had a big regular season, and Montreal dispatched them last year. We could have the same situation this year. Tampa Bay had a monster season. This is not a big-time Detroit team, and Tampa Bay could easily go out tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that. 2 monster games in the NHL tonight. Montreal eliminated Ottawa last night. They win the series 4-2. They win 2-0 yesterday. I'll tell you, Ottawa got a very bad call in this game. It's 1-0 Montreal, second period. Ottawa takes a shot. Price makes the save, but he drops the puck. Ottawa knocks it in the net, but the referee thought Price had it, blew the whistle, blew the play dead. You can't review that, so Ottawa gets robbed of a goal there, and Montreal ends up getting an empty net goal in the third period, winning 2-0. So Ottawa got a bad break yesterday. I'll tell you, all 6 of these games were close. I like what Ottawa did this year. They came from nowhere to make the playoffs. They battled Montreal, a break here or there. The series could have been different, so I like what Ottawa did. But Montreal, good job by them getting through. They did get a break last night, but Price is an amazing goaltender. With Price as your goaltender, you always have a chance to win, so Montreal advances. And the Rangers, of course, they already are in the clubhouse. They beat Pittsburgh 4-1. Rangers await the winner of Washington and the Islanders. I'll tell you, imagine if you get Rangers-Islanders, that'll be Armageddon around here. And Montreal will play the winner of Detroit and Tampa Bay. That's your Eastern Conference. As far as the West, the first-round matchups are over. Anaheim swept Winnipeg 4-0. Calgary upset Vancouver 4-2. What a nice comeback by Calgary in Game 6. They're down 3-0. They come roaring back to win 7-4 on home ice. Great job by them. I thought once Vancouver put Miller in net, I thought Vancouver would make a comeback in this series. And they were up 3-0 in Game 6 with a chance to tie the series and go home for Game 7, and Calgary just exploded, won that game, 7-4. So great job by Calgary with the upset. Calgary is a very, very interesting team. They are a team you have to root for. They're gutty, they're gritty, they never give up. Great job by Calgary getting through there. I'll tell you, Vancouver, Vancouver and their fans must be sick again. That city has wanted a Stanley Cup in the worst way. They've been close a couple times, but they've fallen short. They fall short here again. Chicago knocks out Nashville 4-2. I predicted this before the series was over. I didn't like the way Nashville played down the stretch. They also had a lot of injuries. To me, this was no surprise, even though Nashville was the higher seed and they had home ice. I knew Chicago was going to win this series. They win it 4-2. Minnesota upsets St. Louis 4-2. They win 4-1 yesterday. What a job by Minnesota. They looked like the faster team. Minnesota, a lot better than their seeding. And St. Louis, here we go again with them. 3 years in a row they've had monster seasons and been knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. Look for Hitchcock to be fired. I mean, yesterday the goaltending was atrocious. And remember, St. Louis had that really nice win in Game 4 to tie the series, and then they just fell flat on their face. They didn't do anything these last 2 games. So nice job by Minnesota. Minnesota, a very underrated team. St. Louis, 3 years in a row, big-time teams out in the first round. And as far as your matchups for the second round in the West, Anaheim will play Calgary, Chicago will play Minnesota. So that's your NHL. Like I said, 2 monster games tonight. Washington and the Islanders is a must-watch. Detroit, Tampa Bay is not too far behind. It's a great night in the NHL tonight. As far as the NBA, let's start in the Western Conference. Golden State swept New Orleans 4-0. Not too much of a surprise. Golden State has the best record in basketball. New Orleans is a team for the future. They're not ready for this now. Memphis is up 3-0 against Portland, so they're going to win that series. Keep an eye on the Memphis injuries, though. Conley is now out tonight. We'll see if he gets back. Memphis needs Conley. Remember, Memphis will play Golden State in the next round. Memphis has a style, if healthy, to give Golden State some problems, but Memphis is really beat up. Conley is really beat up. Hard to see Memphis upsetting Golden State in the next round with all these injuries, but Memphis is up 3-0 against Portland in round 1. Other half of that Western bracket, Houston is up 3-1 against Dallas. Dallas did survive last night, but the writing's on the wall in that series. Houston will get through. How about the San Antonio-LA Clippers series? That series is tied 2-2. Back to LA we go. What a huge win for the Clippers yesterday. The Clippers let Game 2 slip away. Then they got bombed in Game 3, but the Clippers really responded yesterday. Chris Paul was amazing. I thought the young Rivers did some great stuff off the bench. Griffin pitched in. It was a total team effort. What a tremendous road win for the LA Clippers. They really needed it. Couldn't fall behind 3-1, not to the Spurs. Now it's 2-2. Back to LA we go. Now, there's still a lot of work to do here. This is still a 50-50 series. You give a slight edge to the Clippers. They're home. That was a monster win for the Clippers yesterday. That's the type of game the Clippers would have lost in the past. Very impressed with that performance. Chris Paul played like a superstar yesterday. That is a definite must-series to watch the rest of the way. All right, as far as your Eastern Conference, Atlanta is up 2-1 against Brooklyn. Game 4 is tonight. Brooklyn did get Game 3. Listen, I don't expect a lot from Brooklyn. The big question is, how good is Atlanta? We still don't know how good Atlanta is. We're going to find out sooner rather than later. Washington sweeps away Toronto 4-0. How about that? I mean, everyone thought that would be a 7-game series. Could go either way, and Washington just blasted Toronto 4 games in a row. I mean, they blasted them yesterday. Washington is a team to watch. They have the backcourt. They have Wall. Washington's a very interesting team. Washington will now play the winner of Atlanta-Brooklyn. You expect it to be Atlanta. On the other side of the bracket, Chicago is up 3-1 against Milwaukee. You expect Chicago to close that out tonight. Cleveland swept away Boston 4-0, but they've now lost Love. Love, of course, separates his shoulder in that incident yesterday. And now J.R. Smith looks like he's going to be suspended for the first game of the next round. So if you're Cleveland, yeah, you did sweep Boston, but now J.R. Smith is going to be suspended 1 game. And how long is Love out? They're saying Love may be out a minimum of 2 weeks. He may miss the whole Chicago series. And it's funny, Chicago's been the team that's been beat up all year. Now they're getting healthy. Rose is on the court playing well. And now Cleveland has injuries. I mean, and that series was going to be close either way. Now you maybe, if Love's out, maybe you favor Chicago. I know Cleveland's got home court. They got LeBron, they got Irving, but Chicago is a very good team. And with Derrick Rose healthy, they can beat anyone. And the city of Cleveland has got to be going. Here we go again. We just can't catch a break. Between our Cavaliers and our Indians and our Browns, how much more can we suffer? I mean, Cleveland was really starting to peak. Love was starting to play his best ball. Now he goes out with a separated shoulder. I hope he gets back for this Chicago series. I want to see those two teams slugging it out at full strength. It would be a real letdown if Love misses that series, and if he does, Chicago can definitely win it. Even with Love, Chicago can definitely win it. Cleveland-Chicago on the horizon is going to be tremendous basketball. So that is your NBA. Real quick on the baseball, real quick. Tampa Bay's been playing better. They're 11-8. Yankees showing some signs of life. They're 11-8. They took 2 or 3 from the Mets, so nice job by them. Detroit and Kansas City continue to play well. Cleveland continues to stumble. How about the Houston Astros, 11-7? Nice job by Houston. They have a lot of good young players. They're a team to watch for the future. Hamilton looks like he's being traded from the Angels to Texas. I don't know why Texas would want to trade for him, but it looks like he's going back to the Rangers. Mets, despite losing 2 or 3 of the Yankees, are still 14-5. They're one of the stories of baseball right now. Miami is playing better on a little bit of a winning streak. Washington continues to struggle at 7-12. Atlanta dipping down a little bit. They got off to a nice start, starting to dip down. No one thought Atlanta would be good this year. St. Louis is 12-5. Now they lose Wainwright for the year. He tears his Achilles batting of all things. Now, to me, listen, I don't want to see pitchers bat. I would prefer, the DH. That just to me is a fan. And I grew up a National League guy, so I was into the strategy and the pitchers batting and tradition. As I've gotten older, I don't want to see the pitchers bat. I want to see the DH. I mean, if I'm going to a ballpark, I'd rather see the DH than a pitcher, strike out or bunt, or they have to take him out of the game for a pinch hitter. To me, as a fan, I don't want to see the pitcher bat. To me, I'd like to see the DH. That's me. I know a lot of people go the other way on that. But now St. Louis loses Wainwright for the year. That's an awful injury. Now, St. Louis is deep at pitching. They've come back from injuries before in the past. Never count out St. Louis. They're still a solid team, but that's a big blow, losing Wainwright. Cubs look much improved this year. They're another team for the future. Epstein's doing a nice job building that team. Pittsburgh playing a lot better at 11-8. Dodgers 11-7. You expect them to be in the playoffs. Colorado at 10-8. They have a lot of guys that can swat, a lot of good young players that can hit in that lineup. Can they pitch enough? And we know San Diego's going to be improved this year, 11-9. They're definitely going to be improved. So that's just a quick overview of baseball. I did watch Klitschko over the weekend in boxing, win a unanimous decision in Madison Square Garden. To me, it was a ho-hum type of fight. To me, the whole heavyweight division is ho-hum. To me, there hasn't been much going on in the heavyweight division in 15 years, 20 years. Not much going on in the heavyweight division at all. Klitschko does get the unanimous decision at Madison Square Garden. By the way, there was a tremendous crowd at the Garden. I'd like to see that. Of course, we got the big Pacquiao-Mayweather fight this Saturday. We'll get to that later in the week. All right, there you go. You guys are all caught up. As far as tonight, like I said, it's a big NHL night. You got Game 7 down in D.C., Washington and the Islanders. It's must-watch. You have to start there. Must-watch. To me, Washington needs to win this game. Islanders playing with house money. All the pressure on the Capitals. Detroit, Tampa Bay. Detroit trying to eliminate Tampa Bay. That's another tremendous game tonight. NBA, it's not a great night. Chicago's up 3-1 against Milwaukee. And Memphis is up 3-0 against Portland. Those two series have no juice. You want to check out Brooklyn and Atlanta. That's 2-1. Brooklyn tries to tie the series tonight. You got a little something in the NBA. But to me, you got to start tonight with Washington and the Islanders, Game 7 in D.C. All right, there you go. You guys are all caught up. You guys are all set. I will be back with you guys soon. We have a lot to cover this week. Not only do we have the NBA and the NHL playoffs, we also have the Kentucky Derby and the big Mayweather-Pacquiao fight on Saturday. So we have a lot to cover. You guys enjoy the games tonight. Stay safe. Thanks for the support. I will be back with you guys very, very soon. Remember, Islanders, Washington tonight. Must watch. Enjoy Game 7. Talk to you very soon. Take care.